Assalamu alaikum, dear student. Today we are going to start class Mammalia, and it is the last lecture on phylum Chordata and vertebrate diversity. All the organisms that you can see on the screen all are belong to class Mammalia. In this lecture, we will discuss about the general characters, its classification, its different orders, its specific how they can respire, how they can reproduce, how they can excrete, how they can hear. All the features we will discuss in this class. तो चलिए हम लेक्चर को स्टार्ट करते हैं। सबसे पहले हम इसकी एवोल्यूशनरी हिस्ट्री की बात करेंगे या फिर origin mammals की बात करेंगे कि how the mammals evolved and from where the mammals evolved. Earliest mammal were appear in Jurassic period of Mesozoic era. When we talk about geological time scale, it means in Jurassic period the reptiles were dominant, and from reptile birds and mammals were evolved. So it is clear that the mammals directly developed from evolved from class Reptilia. They were the descendant of some of true mammal like reptiles, the therapsid. अब हमने previous lecture में discuss किया था कि reptiles are the ancestor of birds and mammals, and the reptile which is the ancestor of mammal is therapsid. Therapsida जो class है वहाँ से mammals की evolution हुई है, ठीक है। दो इसके हाइपोथेसिस हैं इसकी मैमल्स के ओरिजिन और इंसेस्ट्री के बारे में। द फर्स्ट वन इज इंसेस्ट्री थ्रू एम्फीबियन, द सेकंड वन इज इंसेस्ट्री थ्रू रेप्टिलिया. A scientist, T.H. Huxley, as you can see on the screen, he proposed the mammals evolved through amphibia, and he gave three justification. The first one was there was a two occipital condyle in the skull of both amphibia and mammal. जब हमने क्लास स्पाइसेस को के बाद हमने एम्फीबिया और रेप्टाइल्स को स्टार्ट किया था, तो इसके अंदर हमने कोंडाइल को स्टार्ट किया था जो कि टेम्पोरल बोन के पीछे है। 1 भी हो सकती है, 2 भी हो सकती हैं और कोई भी नहीं हो सकती, ऐसा भी हो सकता है। तो इन साइंटिस्ट के मुताबिक ये कहना था कि एम्फीबिया के अंदर भी टेम्पोरल रीजन के बाद 2 ओपनिंग्स होती हैं, तो मैमल्स के अंदर भी 2 ओपनिंग्स हैं। इसका मतलब है दे बोथ शेयर अ कॉमन कैरेक्टर. इट मींस mammals are related to amphibians. The second one is presence of left aortic arc in mammals. Mammals हैं इसमें aortic arc जो है लेफ्ट साइड पे प्रेजेंट होती है as in amphibia. The second one is both classes have glandular skin, but there are some criticism on these justifications. The first one is occipital condyle I derive from the exo-occipital in amphibia but baso-occipital in mammal. यानी कि ऑसिपिटल कोंडाइल प्रेजेंट तो हैं, बट देयर एम्फीबियन के केस में उसका ओरिजिन डिफरेंट है और मैमल के केस में उसका ओरिजिन डिफरेंट है. The second is the two classes have different modes of life and display many fundamental character differences. कि दोनों जो क्लासेस हैं, जैसे हमने क्लास एम्फीबिया में डिस्कस किया, उसका मोड ऑफ लाइफ, उसके रेस्पिरेशन, एक्सक्रीशन, रिप्रोडक्शन, उसके डिफरेंट ऑर्डर्स, उसके अंदर डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनिजम्स, उनका हैबिटेट. तो जब हम उसको कंपेयर करते हैं मैमल्स के साथ, दे बोथ आर टोटली डिफरेंट. तो इसलिए हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि एम्फीबियंस ही इंसेस्टर्स हैं मैमल्स के. So this hypothesis was rejected. Then the second is the different scientists provide the hypothesis that mammals evolved through reptiles, and paleontological evidences shows that reptiles are the ancestors of the mammal. The first evidence was mammals. They are universally accepted view that mammals had a reptilian ancestor. For example, monotreme mammals were the first mammal of class Mammalia, and they have more anatomical features with reptiles. अगर हम यहाँ पे मोनोट्रीम्स को देखें, डकबिल, प्लैटिपस और एक्टिनिडा, तो ये दोनों के कैरेक्टर्स जो है वो रेप्टाइल के साथ बहुत ज्यादा रिजेंबल करते हैं. आगे जाके हम इनकी डिफरेंट क्लासेस को डिस्कस करेंगे, ऑर्डर्स को, जिसमें मोनोट्रीम्स हैं और उसके बाद डिफरेंट इसकी प्लेसेंटल मेम्बर्स हैं और पोस्ट मैमल्स हैं. तो मोनोट्रीम्स आर द फर्स्ट मैमल, and it means these mammals have the closed relation with the reptilia. Different affinities of monotremes with mammals. The first one is the presence of clyca. Both organisms are monotremes, and in reptiles, clyca is the external opening through which the organism excrete out its waste, and through he it can reproduce. And this opening was present in reptile, and this also present in mammals. The second is presence of ectopterygoid in the skull, and the third one is vertebrate without epiphysis and with cervical ribs. Cervical ribs means these ribs are present in neck region, and it enable the organism to move its head in several directions. जब हमने amphibian की बात की थी, amphibian just have one cervical vertebrae so that it can just nod their head, but these ribs was increased in reptiles as well in mammals. And the second is fifth one is T-shaped interclavicle present. Interclavicle vertebrae is also present, which is T-shaped in both reptiles and mammals. And then is pelvic girdle also present. Pelvic girdle is actually the region from where the legs are hind limbs are started. And then body temperature is not perfectly constant, it can fluctuate, and these organisms have ability to these organisms have ability to maintain the internal environment, whatever the external environment temperature is. Then cochlea is also present in internal air, which is help in hearing, and ureter is present, which carry the blood urine from kidney to bladder. Corpus callosum is also in reptiles and monotremes. It is absent, and testis is present in abdominal region, and they are oviparous, which means they both lay egg. And meroblastic segmentation. Meroblastic segmentation is actually the type of cleavage in which the egg is not completely divided into all equal pieces. Then ancestral mammal like reptile, long before the arrival of true mammal, one group of extinct reptile is Synapsida. Synapsida is the member of class Reptilia, and it acquired some characters like mammals. They lived throughout the Carboniferous period and Permian period, and this period was about 280 million years back. The more mammal like Synapsid belong to Therapsida, and only the last Therapsida group to evolve is Cyanodontia, and it was evolved in Mesozoic era. Cyanodont evolve from different have different novel features. For example, it have high metabolic rate, and high metabolic rate always for the organism to survive in harsh environmental condition. It also have musculature jaws, and these musculature jaws help to permit a strong bite when it feed on predator. And it has skeletal changes, sporting great ability to move, and it has bony palate that enable the organism to breathe while holding prey. One of the most advanced cyanodont are cyanognathans that you can see, and it lived during Triassic period. Then mammalian characters in Therapsida. Therapsida is actually this class from which the mammals actually evolve, and it has two occipital condyles. The first one is atlas, but they also have atlas vertebrae and axis vertebrae, and these are occipital condyles which are present behind the temporal region. And thecodont and heterodont is very important character of mammals. It means thecodont means the organisms have the teeth which is fixed in the jaws, and heterodont mean they have two types of dentation. The first one is milk teeth, and the second is permanent teeth. Milk teeth always present during childhood, and then these teeth are replaced by permanent teeth. And their heterodont also means they have different types of teeth like incisors, canines, molars, and premolars. And these three types of teeth are present in mammals, and these are the unique character which is not present in reptiles, but they are somehow related with reptiles. So we can say the mammals are evolved from reptiles and from Therapsida class of the reptiles. Then you can see the scapula is also present in front, as its border, front border, but inverted and turned out, which is beginning up the scapular spine of the mammal. The number of lentis is also present, but they are reduced to two in thumb and great toe and three in all other. Sacrum region is also present. Consequently, ilia are elongated, and ilium bone is also present, which is present at form interior iliac blade. Okay. Then first true mammals was very few evidences from the fossil remain, mainly teeth, jaws, which reveal very little about the true mammals. They were mostly tiny creatures, not bigger than rats and mice, and were ecologically insignificant. They could still manage to survive by exploiting different ways of life from those practiced by contemporary gigantic reptilian enemies. They were nocturnal. The earliest mammals were nocturnal, and they were small in size. They avoid direct conflict and competition with mostly diurnal reptiles. So we can say that the age of the reptile is Cenozoic era, and it is the most advanced of class. When we talk about geological time scale, it is divided into different regions, and the most advanced region is Cenozoic era, and this era is the period of modern mammals, and it is also called the age of mammals. Then polyphyletic region of the mammals also explain the polyphyletic region of the mammals. Whatever mammalian evolution is monophyletic. Monophyletic means single ancestor. Polyphyletic means different ancestors. Living mammals are divided into different reproductive subclasses. The first one is Prototheria, Metatheria, and Eutheria. Prototheria are the organisms in which monotremes are present, and then theria in which the viviparous or living organisms are present. And the last one is marsupials or metatheria or placental members are present. Prototheria monotremes are egg-laying animals. Metatheria animals are pouched mammals in which kangaroo are present, and eutheria are the placental mammals in which humans are also included. Then origin of mammals is polyphyletic. Why it is polyphyletic? Because they derive from the at least two Triassic reptilian stocks. It is generally assumed that the living Prototheria possibly evolved from Docodont, and the Metatheria and Eutheria evolved independently from Pantherians by the end of Cretaceous period. There are some characters of mammals. We have talked about the evolutionary perspective, and we have concluded that the reptiles are the ancestors of the mammal, and from class Therapsida, mammals evolved, and the first mammal was monotremes. Now we will discuss about different features of the class Mammalia. The first one is all the mammalian organisms have mammary glands, and they also have hairs, and they have diaphragm. They have three middle ossicles which is present in middle ear. The first one is malus, incus, and stapes. They have heterodont dentation, which means they have incisor, they have canine, molars, and premolars. They also have sweat glands, sebaceous glands, scent glands, and their heart is four-chambered, and they have a large brain, and in which the cerebrum is the largest part. They have ability to regulate the body temperature. It means they are warm-blooded organisms, and they the hair help to regulate the body temperature. As well, these hair help to protect the organism from harsh environmental conditions. These are the middle ossicles which is present in mammals, and these are the dentations which is heterodont, and the large cerebral cortex. If you here can see the fish which has less brain, then amphibia which is more developed, brain, have more developed brain than crocodile, than chimpanzee, than humans. It means they show evolutionary history, and the cranial capacity increased with the organisms. There are three types of mammals: monotremes. They have 6 species. Marsupial mammals are pouched mammals. They have 50 species. Then placental mammals, it is most advanced, and it have 3,800 species and 17 orders. As you can see, they are duckbill platypus is monotremes. They are egg-laying mammals and echinida. Then marsupials are pouched mammals, and the placental mammals including humans. Infraclass Eutheria, and it have different orders, and the most important is the order Dermoptera, and it contains single genus. You should know about the organisms which is belong to which order actually. Okay. Order Insectivora is the third largest order, and it contains hedgehog, shrew, moles, and tranquils. These are the organisms which are belong to different orders of class Eutheria. Order Proboscidea is a predatory mammal that contain elephant. Order Sirenia is a large aquatic herbivore, and manatees or dugongs it contain. Order Artiodactyla contain deer, sheep, cattle, mammal, antelope, and giraffes. And these mammals have different gestation period. As you can see here, the rabbit contain about 31 days of gestation period. It means it keep the organism in its body for 31 days. Then cat have almost 63 days. Humans have about 3 months and 284 almost days, and all organisms have different gestation periods. Then the organisms have ability to regulate the metabolic activity. Actually, different mammals have the ability. The first one is torpor. Torpor is a term in which the organisms lower their metabolic activity to conserve their body temperature, to conserve their metabolism. And these organisms are hummingbirds and some all small birds and mammals. And the second one is hibernation. Hibernation is actually present in those organisms which need to conserve their body temperature, which need to conserve their energy during winter. So they lower their body temperature during winter, and it lasts for weeks or months. Then winter sleep, it occurs in large mammals, and these organisms drop their body temperature during winter inactivity during winter. And estivation is occur in organisms during dry period, and they during dry period they conserve their body temperature, conserve their heat, energy, so they can withstand that period. And it is most common in invertebrates, reptiles, and amphibia. This all about today's lecture. I hope you understand the whole lecture about class Mammalia. और आज के लिए इतना ही. Stay connected. अपना ख्याल रखिएगा.